Doing?
Hi, and it's Anthea Morphetis. Hope everyone's having a good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world.
Yeah, so we're back. Please follow us. Before we start the video, please like, share, subscribe. You know where. You can follow us on Twitter at Love and Relationships 9. You can follow us on Facebook, Love and Relationships Podcast. And if you want more of a bigger interaction with us, loveandrelationships.podcast on Instagram, where we actually run a lot of polls asking questions and stuff like that, which you guys can take part of. All opinions are valued and matter. So please please like, share, and subscribe. And you can also follow us on YouTube as well. Every subscriber counts on YouTube as well. So as you know, today's topic is I don't need a man or I don't need a woman mindset. Um, I'm sure you guys have all heard it. You're single, another person's single. They'll say, "Well, I don't need a man, and I don't need a woman." Now, again, I think this mindset's very detrimental, and I'll tell you why. Because when you have a mindset like that, you're repelling potential candidates away. You're not inviting anybody. And that's the thing. It's not saying that you need anybody, but like,
Mm-mm.
come on, like human interaction it's nice to have somebody in your life outside of your friends that's a romantic potential that you're looking at marrying or that you're looking at having a life with. So having a mindset of I don't need you is a very terrible mindset because all you're doing is pushing away potential candidates, and who's going to want to settle down with someone that has a mindset like that?
And do you know what? I so agree with you on that. It's like nobody needs anybody. And I don't think it's nothing to do with needing. And I think we shouldn't get into a relationship if you need to be in a relationship. You shouldn't be friends with someone if you need to be friends with someone.
You
I
should
think
want to be.
you should want to, right? And I think there's a massive difference between that to needing and wanting. When you want something and you're happy to have that in your life, it brings out a different type of energy too. It's more of a purity. It feels good. And if you're saying I need this person in my life, it's because it's in a way it's like you're putting yourself down to say, well, I'm unable to do these things myself, and I need this person to be here. Um, but and it's not about that. It's everyone can do what they need to do. However, having someone to do things with, what a
Mhm.
difference. I mean, like you said at the beginning just now, Michael, it's to be able to have those romantic times with, to be able to go out for dinner, to go away on like maybe short breaks, long breaks, maybe go for long walks, whatever it might be. But if you're doing these things alone, it can get really tiresome because you're just by yourself, and we're humans. We are here. There's so many of us, and we're here to be able to interact and share ideas and be able to have conversations and laugh and joke and do things together. So if you're just spending that time and you're saying I don't need anyone, no, I don't want to be with someone, or you're really pushing that whole thing away, like Michael said, it's not a good look for you in general. I think
No.
doesn't feel good overall, does it? It's
Well, like again, like let's be honest here, right? I'm gonna use a little bit of Bible reference here. It's like when Adam was given his purpose, God said, "Oh, it looks like he needs a helper." He didn't say, "Well, I'm just gonna leave Adam alone to do his thing." Like, no, like he was like, Adam needs a helper. Adam needs, like, someone to work with. I'm gonna give him Eve. So, what we're gonna do today is actually break down a video, and again, it's fair use. It's on Instagram, and all the videos that we share, guys, we respect all the content creators that give us the opportunity to review, break down their videos. Thank you very much for allowing us to do that. It gives the fresher perspective, and the thing is, we're not even changing their perspective. We're just giving a fresher perspective outside of the one that they gave. So we really appreciate like a lot of any content creators where we come across their videos and we say, hey, this would probably be a good topic to talk about. Let's talk about it. So we're actually going to review a video, a short one, via Instagram here. And we're going to be able to talk about it very shortly. So just give it a second here. Okay, just give it a second here, guys. Because I think you guys will really enjoy this fresher perspective. So now I just got to find the video. But honestly, hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day. And we can't wait to go over this with you. There we go.
Somebody else can bring around you, bro. You understand? Just the energy that somebody else can bring around you, bro. You understand?
They bring out the best in you.
If you felt like if you felt like you wanted to, if you felt like you didn't need anybody, then you would have been here by yourself. You're not gonna do shit for it. If you felt like you didn't really, if you really felt like deep down in your heart, because of whatever happened to you in the past, somebody else did, and they messed up your trust or whatever, and you feel like you're so independent, you got this far being in. Listen, you're gonna need somebody. I don't care how far you may think you get. I don't care how much money you make. I don't care how beautiful you think you are. You need somebody.
An intellectual king.
What is the definition of a high value man?
Why are
Okay, so you see, again, he broke it down really quick. He broke it down really fast. And we're going to break it down quickly here too as well. You see, no matter how far you go in life, right? We all need somebody, right? But it's all about the right person, right? And I think a lot of times this I don't need a man or I don't need a woman mindset comes from a place of hurt. Maybe you had someone break your trust. Maybe you had someone cheat on you. Maybe you had someone lie to you. Maybe you went through a bad divorce. And now you're like a little jaded because of it. So it's like you're not saying you're not willing to try, but you're like, I don't need anybody. Like, I don't need a man. I don't need a woman. It's okay to need somebody. There's needing someone, and then there's desperation.
Yeah.
You see, like it's completely different. Like, again, like I'm not gonna lie to you. Like if someone was like desperate, literally run the other way, because again, then you know that's gonna be unhealthy for you long term.
And you feel it. You feel that energy, don't you? Yeah, you feel it. When somebody is desperate, you feel that desperation, because we're energy beings at the end of the day, right? So everything works on that energy level. So when you are feeling over needy, like in that desperation side, it doesn't feel good. But to need, like, and I don't know if I like the word need, and I think it's more, I really feel it's a want. And a desire rather than a need, because I don't, like you said, you know, we're one, we're whole as it is, so we don't need anything extra, but we do desire and do benefit from having another person around.
That is
right?
a good way to put it. Yeah, because that's the thing though. Like it's very interesting that you say that though, because we do hear that statement being made a lot though.
Yes, we
I
do.
don't need a man. I don't need a woman.
Need a
And
woman.
it's like even us as two single individuals, I'm never going to run around saying I don't need a woman, but would I desire to have a woman to build a life with, to build a family? Of course.
Yes.
But
Yeah.
I'm never going to run around and say a very detrimental or negative statement of like, I don't need you. I enjoy your company. As he said, it's good to have someone in your life that brings the same energy that you do. And then you guys are look at it like this. There's like a vase, and you guys are both energy, and you guys are both filling the vase with the same amount of energy.
In a good way, and like the lady, yeah, and like the lady said, she said, you know, that brings out the best in you or it brings out the worst in you. And I suppose that's where you know the difference. Whereas if somebody's around you, and they're uplifting you and they're bringing out the best in you, and you can really see and feel, and people even are commenting, wow, like you're really in a good place, you're really happy, or you're really doing lots of great things at the moment, and you're, I don't know, you're doing things that you wouldn't have done before because you've got a person there to do it. And I think when you have someone else with you, you're more daring to go and do certain things because yeah, you've got that support mechanism with you. It's like your other arm type of thing, isn't it? It's like, oh, I think that's where the saying comes from, the other half, because it's like the other half of you, where you can come together in strength, in power, and really like conquer the world together as such, and really do great things together. And then you've got the other side where, you know, if you've got somebody and they're really bringing you down, and most of the time you're miserable, then no, you don't need that. You definitely don't need that type of man or woman in your life. And you're right to say, I don't need a man or a woman, but in you need to state the person, because you don't need that in your life, not you don't need a man or a woman. Because having, like I said, you know, being in a relationship or walking forward in life with somebody can be the best thing ever. It really can. I had an experience, well, a number of experiences with a friend actually, that we'd traveled around and seen so many different places together. We went into Cyprus and went to all different places around the island and really conquered most of Cyprus. And now, had I done that by myself, I mean, when I'm seeing views like these stunning, amazing views from the mountains, or picking up these flowers and plants that you'd never seen before, or seeing these beautiful waterfalls, or just seeing, I mean, I can't even tell you the amount of things that we've seen. But if I'd seen them by myself, yes, it's one thing, but seeing it with somebody else was 20 billion times better, because both our energy together was like explosion, like, wow, look at this. And there's someone to interact with, someone to have a conversation with, someone to say what you're experiencing with. Otherwise, you're just there. So no, you don't need anybody. Absolutely not. You can get in your car and you can go and do these things yourself. But is that going to be as fun? No, I wouldn't say it is. When you've got somebody else there with you, it's so much more fun and so much more fulfilling, I would say,
Yeah,
personally.
because you get to share the experience.
Yes.
And I want to
And
touch on something that you said, the better half. I personally don't like that terminology. I believe it's two wholes coming together, because when a lot of people say it's my better half, you say you're lacking something.
or the
But
other
when you're
half.
whole, yeah, I
I've,
always
I've,
say whole.
okay.
When you're so look at it like two holes. This is just how I've always viewed it. It's two holes coming together. Your hole, their hole, and then you guys are coming together. Because when you say your better half, you're saying you're lacking something. So what happens if they ever leave? So what, are you not whole?
Yeah, but I think
Yeah,
what you've just said is a better half. I think that what
yeah, a better.
I always hear, I've always heard it as the other half, not,
Yeah, the other half. Yeah,
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 the other half. So yeah, I don't know. I mean,
yeah.
I think that's how I interpreted when I've heard the other half. I've always taken it as it's the other half of, you know, what you're experiencing, what you're doing,
Of
that you
course.
two come together and become one, even though you are one and they're one separately, and becomes it becomes like an explosion, doesn't it? It's a great thing that can take place, unless it's somebody who's bringing you down. Then obviously, then that's not the person to be around you, because you're going to be going to do. I've been in that relationship where I'm somebody who likes to explore things, likes to go places. I'm not very much a home person like that. If there's an opportunity to go and do stuff and explore places, I'm there. So in my relationships, I've always tried to kind of push that side of things to be able to see
Yeah.
things together. And I've been in a relationship where I've got in the car to go and do something, and then straight away there's a problem, or they've broken out into an argument, and then I'm like, well, I don't want to go. I'd rather go by myself. And that's what I'm saying. You don't need anybody, but if you've got the right person around, then it can be the best thing possible.
I agree with that. Yeah, because at the end of the day, right? Like, we're on this earth for a short period of time, and you want to have different experiences with different people and different things. So, that's the thing. And it's all about inviting the right person. But even when we address of I don't need a man, no, you don't, but you should want one. It's like saying, well, I don't need a woman, but you should want one. Because again, it's a different type of experience, especially when you're looking at it in the romantic setting. It's a different type of experience. Because you see, in this day and age, or right now where we're living in modern dating, the experience of the man and woman. That's why we call it love and relationship conversations. And you see our logo is a man hugging a woman or embracing each other, because we want to talk about togetherness and bring that together. Because when you look at it overall, a lot of people now don't want to get married. A lot of people would rather go on their lonesome. Personally, a lot of people would rather do that, because of the divorce rates and so many different factors and things like that. But there's actually studies out there that show that people that are in marriages actually live a lot longer. So,
It's not so much of a burden, isn't it? Life isn't so harsh because you've got somebody to share that responsibility with in life. You've got someone who, if you feel down, you've got, and if they look, you've got friends, okay, but they're never gonna, you're not gonna
they only
feel
could do so much.
so
Yeah,
much
they can
with
only
your
do so
friends.
much.
Yeah, like if you're going into like the sexual side of things, I mean, go into that side of it, that can make it that's a
That's a
and
different
that
experience within its own.
yeah, and that will uplift you in every way possible. You go into deep conversations. I mean, there's only so far you're going to go with your friends into deep conversations, but when you've got a partner that you can really open up to, be vulnerable with, just like let things go. And if you've got any kind of problems and you can discuss that with your partner, your friend's going to go home and go about their business. Your partner's going to want to carry on and make sure you resolved your problem and got a solution together. And I think that carries not having that burden on your shoulders is something that can help you. And I suppose that what you just said, like they live longer, and I think that's why, because they're sharing responsibilities and they're able to smile with one another rather than
Well, there's also like the scientific aspect of it, because again, when we're in love, I'm not saying that we're not full of less light, but when we are in love with someone and they're in love with us, our energy,
it's high.
and who we are as human beings is elevated to a higher level.
It shines, right?
Because again, the science even proves it. Like the elevation is with the right person. Again, this is not like a bunch of people. This is the right person.
Mm.
So scientifically, it's been proven, and we can get that for you guys. We'll put it on Linktree if you want. That scientifically, it's proven that people in a marriage are actually a lot happier. Yes, the divorce rate is high, but I'm talking about with the right person, because scientifically, like everything about you is just like enhanced. It's not saying it's going to be perfect, but it's elevated to a way where you feel a lot more peace. You feel a lot more relaxed, because life is an experience as a whole. That's what
Absolutely.
life is.
Well, if you think about that feeling, Michael, when people, if you really stop and think, when you've been in love, if you've, maybe some people haven't ever been in love before, so they could only go by the lust side of things or
Yeah.
just the attraction of what they felt. Now, in those moments when you feel that, I mean, you know how much your energy just rises. It comes to this point where you're beaming. And I've heard people say, when I've been in love, someone's, have you won the lottery or something? You're always
Yeah.
like, I can feel this great energy from you. And it's because, like you said, scientifically, it's proved that we're love.
We are, yeah.
And we make all our decisions out of love or fear. It's all based on either love or fear. Now, when you're making decisions based on love, then things are going to go in a really good direction for you. You're making decisions based out of fear, then it kind of goes the other way. So that whole concept of being able to have that energy and when you're in love and what radiates from you, what emanates out of you, it's like this aura of, and it is love, because that's what you're feeling, that's what you're putting out into the universe, that's what you're putting out into the world, which what comes back to you, it comes back to you in the same kind of way, in that energy field. You're going to have a lot more better experiences, you're going to meet people who are on that high level as well, and you're going to overall enjoy life more because you feel like that. And like Michael rightfully pointed out, you're not always going to be in that kind of energy state or that feeling, because we're living life, and crap happens. Obviously, it's called life. However, in your in your day to day, as you are having a good relationship and you are feeling that love and you've got somebody to focus on that you really do love, and you're thinking, I can't wait to see them, or I feel, you feel really good. You just naturally feel good, and that's what you're
Well,
there.
let's break it down, right? Like, okay, so if life is an experience, right, and we're all out there experiencing different things, right? Let's talk about the relationship side of it, and then we'll talk about the non-relationship side. Um, so, like, let's say you're saying, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman. You're self-sufficient, right? You're like, I got this. What you've noticed a lot of the times is that's a very younger people mindset,
Mm,
because if you talk to a lot of older people that are single, and we see it on the news, like we can't hide it. A lot of them wish they had someone to come home to, no matter all the success they've built, all the money they have, all the, especially famous people, they always want someone to come home to. Because
hmm
let's be real, even when people get a divorce, they already have someone else lined up. They already have someone that they're just waiting to get rid of this person to move on to this person. Why do you think that is? Like, let's break, why do you think that is? Because, you know what I mean, no matter what you do in life, having a suitable and good partner, someone that you love, respect, cherish, and adore, is one of life's highest successes, especially for women. For men, for us, it's building things, but for you guys, for women specifically, having someone that you love, respect, and adore, and bearing their children is the highest reward. I'm not saying it's the ultimate one, but it's one of them.
mm.
Because again, obviously, you guys have careers and all these other things, but it is one of them. For men, us, it's building things and producing our seed. So finding the right partner to produce our seed with, to carry like our legacy, right? So that's what I'm trying to say. Is a lot of people that tell you um this say, oh, like I don't need, they think that way now, but let's take them now and throw them in their 40s, 45s. They're going to feel completely different, because now they're going to be like, well, life's boring, life's not fun, like I feel alone, I have all this success, I have all the cars, the tools, the toys, whatever,
No one to share it with.
but nobody to share it with. You
And I
come
think
home
that's
to an
the
empty,
point.
you come home to an empty home. So it's like, at the end of the day, you really have to ask yourself, like, is it worth it? I'm not trying to say that, that it's the ultimate thing, but it is so important to have the correct people in your life. And it is something that I've always wanted to cover. Well, we'll probably cover it at some point, not in this live. Interdependency versus dependency. Because again, I honestly think Anthea would be the perfect person to cover it, because again, she raised two kids on her own, so she had that very independent mindset. But then, like, as she's gotten older, now it's like, I want to be more interdependent, and interdependent is working with somebody. And
Yes,
you don't hear that word. All you hear is independent, 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 but you
yes.
don't hear about interdependency.
Yeah, you're on point there, and it's true what you're saying. Like when you're younger, you're in that mindset because you feel like you can conquer everything. It's
Hmm.
just you. You got, and you've all at that stage. I don't know about people out there, but I know when I was younger, I had so many friends. Like we thought they were friends, like acquaintances,
Yeah.
really. But you think like 20, 30 people you can call up at any time, and you can
Hmm.
go out and you can have fun. Would go to the park, go and do all these different things that we used to do when we were kids. But as you get older, and like you said, you start walking into your late 30s, into your 40s, that's when you start thinking, right, this is, I mean, especially for me, like you said, now my children are 20 and 21, they're very independent, shall we say, in their own,
Hmm.
they've got their own thing going on. So mum's kind of left now going, well, okay, yes, I do want to experience these things, but it would be nice to have someone to experience them with, because where I had my children to experience my life with, it's
Hmm.
not now. It's like, okay, they do their own thing. One does, their work, the university, and I'm not. I don't want to. We're detached in that way now.
They're
But
not as
obviously,
dependent on you anymore. So
yeah,
then now you have to find like the inner dependence
yes,
with, yeah.
Yes, and it's not like I feel to myself, "Oh my God, I need to have somebody." No, but it's a desire. It's a
Yes.
feeling of how nice would it be to have my man now and say, "All right, let's go and do this together," or "What you doing on the weekend?" Or maybe whatever it is, or going out for dinner, like we said, or going to watch a film, or going to watch a movie. It could be anything, but nothing feels the same. It's not the same going with a friend to what it is going with somebody that you truly have this feeling with.
That you've
Right?
built this desire for.
Yes, yes,
That's what I like to say. Someone that you've built desire for.
yes,
Um,
yes.
so again, at the end of the day, like, we wanted to cover this topic because we feel that this type of topic hinders a lot of people in their dating life. A lot of people will say, well, no one wants to date me. Why are you running around here screaming, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman? Of course they're not gonna want to ask you out. They're gonna avoid you. They're gonna wanna that way because it's not attractive. It means that like you're not ready
Hmm,
for a relationship. Now, if you said, well, I don't want a man or I don't need a man, but I'm willing to be interdependent, I want to work with somebody, that's different. That you can work with. Because when someone says, I don't need a man, I don't need a woman, and you date them, then all you know is like from the highest probability standpoint that they can exit out of the relationship quickly
hmm,
because they'll just always tell you whenever you get into a fight, I don't need you.
hmm,
So it's like, okay, like that's what I'm saying. It's going to start those type of arguments
hmm.
because they're so independent. And again, we'll probably cover this in like as a separate topic. They're so independent, they don't know how to detach themselves from that independency
Mm.
because they were so used to
Doing
um,
things themselves.
doing things themselves, and that's why, like again, like we'll probably cover the topic. And I think Anthea is perfect because again, she was a single mom, so she independent. She had kids, independent, and then eventually it's like, whoa, I'm single. This independent thing's not working.
Mhm. It's different now.
Independent is different now, So we will definitely cover it if you guys want it.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, today was going to be a short topic that we wanted to cover. As I said, we have some good news for next month. We have two special guests being locked down. I haven't even met these people, so the dynamic of the conversation is going to be very genuine and authentic. And we'll be able to talk about a lot of things. And they're going to come on here and talk about relationships with us. And they're married women. They're going to share their experiences. They're going to be able to talk about how they came across finding their partners. So we have that lined up for you guys next month with some other special tidbits as well.
And I just wanted to just put before we come off of live here, I just wanted to say if somebody's taken that time out after a relationship and they're in that space of I just need time for myself to just
That's
find
different.
me, then yeah, then that's where I just wanted to say, you know what, there's nothing wrong. That's the best thing you can do for yourself because once you come out of that space and you're ready, that's when you can open up to receive the best man or the best woman. But yeah, don't rush into one to the other because just because you feel that you do need somebody, because it's not a need, it's more of a desire and a want, my personal opinion. So yeah, just wanted to just put that in there, take that time for
Well,
yourself.
you know what? Since we're here, I'm going to ask the question. Anthea, next week, do you want to cover the topic of the effects of cheating?
Yeah, why not?
Well, it's because I've noticed that a lot of people have had that happen to them,
Me too.
and when they've been cheated, and I think it will be great for the women because and the men too. I've been cheated on too. We're not excluding you here. It creates a different persona for you now when you've been cheated on. And I ran a poll on it too, and they said it's something you never forget.
Mm, gets deep
And
rooted.
it's deep wounded. And I think that it's something we should talk about because a lot of people don't ever address those wounds of the cheating. of the deception. Because the thing is, a lot of people want to put on a brave face, and we'll talk about it since Anthea's like, yo, okay.
I'm up for it.
The thing is, and we're going to touch on this very briefly. The thing is with cheating, the reason why it hurts so much is because it's from someone you love, someone you
Mm.
adore, respect, betrayed your trust. Um, and it's different for both sides. We both feel it differently. Women feel it more from the emotional side, like emotional betrayal. Men feel it from like you
Ego.
were disloyal,
Oh,
betrayal. So again, we want to cover it because again, I know a lot of men and women that have been cheated on. And then again, when you get cheated on, it sets the blueprint for the next relationship. That's one of the key components is in the next relationship, you might have your guard up. So again, I don't want to give too much away because it's a very juicy topic. That one will probably be a really, really good long one of Anthea's experiences. I've never been cheated on, but I've had conversations with people that have, and listened and read a lot of relationship books on the matter. Um, you know what I mean? Look at those experiences and get a fresher perspective, because that's the. And I'll say one thing before we go. What a lot of people don't understand is they'll keep their guard up, but you also have to realize is you also when you keep your guard up, you also keep good things out. And I will say that because a lot of times we'll say, "Oh, I got my guard up." Yeah, but when you have your guard up, you also keep good things out as well from coming to you as well. So yeah, we'll definitely coming cover that topic. We'll cover cheating and the effects of it for
yeah,
next week.
absolutely. Brilliant. Brilliant.
So yeah, guys, we have some surprises for you next month. We've told them we have some other ones that we're working on in the background. And yeah, we will see you guys this Friday. Um, we
Same
have
time.
at the same time we have a good topic: how to know if it's a true connection. I think you guys will really enjoy that one because before I go, what I'm trying to say is learning to be more discerning. And what I talk about is discerning is learning how to pick your partners wisely and pick your partners effectively. You have to look at it strategically. It's like if you own a football game, it's like if you own a football team, you don't just tell them to go out there and do whatever. You
Mm.
have a playbook, you have a strategy.
Hmm.
Everything should be strategic, even in your dating life. You can't control all of it, but you can control the certain elements of it, of who you entertain, who you don't entertain, when you need to leave, all those type of things. You can control those elements. So I believe it's very important to have a playbook when it comes to dating. And everyone, it's going to be different because everyone has different standards, experiences, all these different things. So honestly, like those are the things that we want to cover is to help people have a dating playbook so they don't get like tackled because in the sport of football, if you don't have a good playbook, yo, you're getting tackled and you're getting tackled hard. Someone cheated on you or whatever, but it's because maybe you didn't vet them properly. Maybe you're getting used. Maybe your relationship is not 50-50, but maybe it's like you're doing all the work.
Mm.
But then you have to go back and look at what playbook are you reading from.
Mm.
That's the thing. What playbook are you reading from? Are you reading from the playbook of hurt and pain? Are you reading from the playbook of disappointment? Are you reading from the playbook of childhood wounds?
Mm.
And then you're sitting there wondering, why am I getting sacked all the time? It's because you need a new playbook.
Absolutely. Oh, absolutely. I agree with that completely. And I look forward to having the conversation about it too.
Yeah, so we'll talk about it not this Friday, but next week,
Friday.
Wednesday. Yeah, next week, Wednesday, we are going to discuss cheating. So
Mhm.
you guys might want to stay in tune for that one. So with that being said, guys, we'll see you guys this Friday. You know the topic. Again, please like, share, subscribe, help us grow our channel. We do this for you willingly. We do this freely for you to just give you a fresher perspective, new information out there. And yeah, we definitely appreciate you guys taking the time to come on here.
Thank you so much, and have a fantastic day ahead. And please do like and share. Really appreciate it. Thank you.
All right, take care.
Bye.
Bye.